if you have challenges in solving change of subject, the reason is simple. Because you haven't watched my lessons yet. Yes. Or you haven't watched this lesson yet. So what I want you to do is to just take a pen and a paper and follow me as we make this lesson as easy as we possibly can with some simple examples. So let's pick the first example. X. First example is x equal ay all over b plus c. And then you'll be asked to make y the subject. Make y the subject. Let me write it here. Do not care about my handwriting. Just focus on what I'm about to teach you. Yeah. So make y the subject. But we should actually understand what it means when we say make a certain alphabet the subject. Let me explain it in a layman's language. You see, this particular expression or equation, that is x equal ay divided by b plus c. In this particular equation, x is the subject of the equation. X is the subject. Why? Because you can see that x is standing on its own, so x is equal to. So that means x is the subject. But we have been asked to make y the subject, meaning we should write this equation in a way so that it will become y equals something. That's all what make y the subject means. So make y the subject is nothing too fancy. It means let y stand on its own. Good. So now that we understand that, what are some simple steps we need to do? First of all, you see x equal ay divided by b plus c. You can see that there is a fraction here. This fraction is ay divided by b. Yes, we have a fraction like that. And then attached to the fraction is c. So c is attached to ay divided by b. So the first thing we have to do is to remove this c completely from where it is. So how do we do that? We pick this c and move it to the other side of the equal to sign. We don't need it attached to this fraction. So let's do that. So it becomes x minus c is equal to ay over b. Ha, this is my handwriting. let me change it. Ay divided by b. Good. I hope that is clear. So right till this point before you continue. I hope you are done doing that. So we have ay. A is x minus c equal ay over b. But we are not done making y the subject. Our focus is to make y stand on its own. But here's the case. We have a attached to y and b also attached to y. You see, when c was here, it was plus c, so we just dumped it to the other side of the equal to sign. So the positive c became minus c. So that's one thing you should pay attention to. Now we have b here. The next thing I want to remove is this b. We don't want the b to be here. It is a nuisance, so let's remove the b. How do we remove the b? Mind you, the b is actually dividing the ay. It is ay divided by b. So what we do is to pick this b and move it to the other side of the equal to sign. But it is dividing this place or at this side. So when it moves to this side, it becomes multiplication. So let's move it and see. So when we move the b, it becomes b will multiply x minus c. So now we are left with ay. You see how easy change of subject is? So now we have b into bracket x minus c equal ay. So what is the next step? The next step is we still have a attached to y. We have to make y the subject. Make y the subject. That's what we are supposed to make. But now we have ay. So we do not want it that way. And now we have ay. But we have to make only y the subject. So what do? We have to remove this a. You have to take it away from this place so that y will be on its own. But how do we do it? Mind you, ay means a times y. Good, so keep that in mind. Ay means what? A times y. So in order to remove the a which is attached to the y, we just have to divide. We divide. So whatever you do to the right hand side, do the same to the left hand side. So this a will cancel this a. Voila, we have y standing on its own. So this implies that y is equal to b into bracket x minus c bracket closes all divided by a. So this is our final answer. We have successfully made y the subject of this equation. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. So as easy as it can get. So you see how easy it is to make something the subject? Yeah, you might be thinking, well, this is an easy example. Why don't you take something a little bit difficult? Don't worry. Let me give you something a little bit difficult and see. So let's wipe this board clean and see. Give me a second. Let me clean everything here. So clear or ink. Good. Let's move on to our next example. Our next example will be a little bit difficult. Yeah, but not very difficult for you because I know you are smart. The next example is 3m minus n. And as I'm done writing, if you are so confident in yourself that you can solve it, then you can pause the lesson and try it on your own. Change of subject. So if in your final exam you meet a question like this, oh, know that it's more like a bonus question. It's bonus. Yes. So we have 3m minus n divided by 5m minus n is equal to p divided by q. And then the question is to make m the subject. Make, hey, what am I writing? Make m the subject. So basically, that is what the question is asking us to do. Make m the subject. Interesting. So we have 3m minus n divided by 5m minus n equal p divided by q. So how do we make m the subject? Mind you, for this particular equation, there is m over here and there's another m over here. That is going to be a little tricky, yes, but we can still find our way out. And another thing you should also take note of is, in this particular question, this side has a fraction and this side also has a fraction. And ideally, in order to make this simple for you, let's take out all fractions. Let's take out all fractions. But how do we do that? Look at this. One common statement I've always heard in mathematics is when you have fractions of this form, our teachers always tell us cross multiply. Cross multiply. I hope you've also heard that before. So how do we mean by cross multiply? So that means pick this denominator and use it to multiply the numerator of this one, which is the p. And when you are done with that, pick this numerator and use to multiply the q. I hope you've also heard that before. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to do the same thing. So let's pick this q and use it to multiply the numerator. So really quick. So we have q, q times 3m minus n. So we've got that cleared out. Good. Now that we are done with that, we just pick this one, which is the 5m times the p. 5m minus n times p. So that's what we are going to do. So let's do that really quick. So you have p times 5m minus n. So you see, this just one step, one smooth motion has helped us remove the fraction. But actually, we've not changed the question. So now what do we do next? Let's multiply. Let's expand. Let's expand these things. So we have q times 3m becomes 3qm. 3qm. Always remember to write the numbers first. Then we have minus q times n becomes qn. Good. Equal. So we have P times 3M becomes 3QM or 3 p.m. Oh, sorry, it's P, not Q. 3 p.m. Yes, sorry, 5 p.m. Yes, 5 p.m. like the time. 5 p.m. minus P times N becomes 5. P times N becomes Pn. So after expanding this side, we have what we have added down. So it is Q times this gives us this. So I hope you followed through when we're doing the expanding. So now see something. See something. We are making M the subject, right? We are trying our best to make M the subject. So basically what we have to do now is to check this equation and look at where we can find M and group them together. So we have 3QM over here and we have 5PM over here. 5PM on the dot. So we have 3QM and 5PM. So what do? Easy peasy. We just pull them together. Good. So we put the 3QM and 5PM together. And then when we are done, we have to group these ones that do not have the M in them together. So let's do that. So what we are going to do is to just pick this and move it to this side of the equal to sign, and then take this and move it to this side of the equal to sign. I hope that makes sense, right? Yeah, hopefully. So let's do that. So you have 3Q, yes, QM minus 5PM. Okay, if there's 5PM, there should be 5AM, right? So we have that now. But you might be wondering, why do we have 5PM out here and we have minus 5PM? The reason is simple. You see this side, the 5PM is actually plus 5PM. So positive, when positive crosses the equal to sign, it becomes negative. As you see here, it becomes negative. So positive crosses the equal to sign, it becomes negative. Easy peasy. Yeah, easy peasy. Someone ends with lemon squeezy. Hopefully you've heard that before. So we have 3QM minus 5PM is equal to what? Is equal to what? Now we are going to move this one to this side of the equal to sign. But look at this. This side is minus QN. So when it moves, it becomes positive. It becomes positive. So let me write that first. So QN. So I've moved this one to cross the equal to sign to take the place of where the 5PM was. So it becomes positive QN. So what do we have? We have PN over here. So now let's attack the PN minus PN. Good. Now let's scroll down so I have some space for writing. So we have this out down for us perfectly. So you have 3QM minus 5PM equal QN minus PN. So now we have M here and N here. The next thing we have to do is to factorize. Factorize means to drag M out. Drag M out and leave the rest where they are. So let's factorize M out. So you see M is here, right? So what we do is, since there are two of them, we just write M, then we create a bracket. So when we drag M out of here, what to be left? It will be left with 3Q. You have 3Q minus. Now for this one too, if you drag the M out, what to be left? 5P. Oh, change of subject, very interesting. So we have factorized what is on the left hand side. So what do we have here? We have QN minus PN. Easy. Let's scroll up again for more space. You see, basically, this thing, what we have here, is the same as what we have here. Yeah, I tell you, no lie. What we have is the same as what we have here. Simply because if you expand this, or if you do M plus 3Q, it becomes 3QM, you see? And 5P times M becomes 5PM. So you've actually not changing anything. We just factorize it out because we want to make M the subject. Remember, make M the subject. So that's why we are doing all of this. Good. So now we have M times. Yeah, it is times. Remember, it is multiplying. So what do? We will just have to divide by 3q minus 5p. Good. Then we'll divide this side too by 3q minus 5p. Oh my God. So what do we have? This will cancel this. So now you can see m is standing on its own. Yes. So this is what we mean by making m the subject of the equation. So now the final answer becomes m is equal to qn minus pn divided by 3q minus 5p. Yeah. So that is basically our final answer. But if we want to make it look a little bit better, you see we have m here, we have m here, we have m here, right? So you can still factorize that out. Yeah, you can factorize. Let me show you what I mean by that. So finally, the final answer will be m equal. So you want to factorize n now. So it becomes n bracket opens q minus p bracket closes, all divided by 3q minus 5p. Good. So you see, so when we say change of subject, basically this is what we mean. So you see where we started from? We started all the way from this place. 3m minus n divided by 5m minus n equal p divided by q. And we have to make m the subject. And we went through systematically. We cross multiply to get to this stage. We cross multiply to get to this stage. After that, we expanded each of the sides to get to this one. And then we grouped like terms, meaning the ones that have m in them, we got here. Then we factorize them out to get to this place and then divided. And then our final answer is this. So you see, as easy as it can get. So this is how to make a certain alphabet the subject in an equation. Hopefully this makes sense and it makes change of subject as easy as it possibly can. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Share this video with someone you think or you know will benefit from lessons like this. Check other lessons on our channel. Yeah. See you in our next lesson. This is Learner's Aid.